Get the out of my goddamn America. Hey, yo, I'm Scotty Mills, New York, Demi prick, and today I'm gonna be ranting about immigration, man. And you know what? Yeah, another white man talking about immigration. That's right. Before I get into that shit, though, if you like, dislike it. If you don't dislike it, comment if you love it, comment if you hate it, share it, even if you think it ignorant, arrogant. Go right ahead, show all your friends how stupid I am, and follow me, because this is what I do. I see shit that pisses me off, and I want to talk about it. Open people's minds. Let me start by saying that I will be going fast, making blunt, straightforward points, and I will be giving an opinion. And if you yourself get offended or know someone who will, please call the SJW hotline and let them know that another white cis male has taken attack on your insecure emotions. And if you're an AOC fan, heads up, she's a I really do have fun with this shit. Now, man, you may ask why I titled this video that way. Make us North Korea, right? Make us North Korea. Why? No, I'm not a commie bastard. But we did have a president who once said to stay isolated. And what the are we doing, man? We're putting all our business over there in China and shit. That is why I say make us North Korea. Isolate us, man. Isolate us from the world. And you know what? We probably won't have that many issues. But we're going to talk immigration, okay? That's what we're going to do today. Immigration is a part of us, okay? And you know what? That's just the goddamn truth. We were founded on immigration, okay? And yeah, back in the day, we had a lot of xenophobic shit. And you know what? Some people say deportation actually came from back then, and that's why it's racist. They say deportation is racist because we try to deport all the Chinese for racist reasons. That is bullshit. You're a ignorant and honestly go wrists. But you know what? We are founded on immigration. If it wasn't for immigration, I would not be here, okay? No, I did not come here. My family did not own a plantation and own slaves. No. If you think that you're an ignorant goddamn you should honestly go But let me just say, my family, man, that came over from goddamn Italy, okay? They decided to pack their baskets full of pasta, tomatoes, and basil, come over here and live their goddamn life in a country full of freedom. And that's the goddamn truth, man. Okay, that's what we were, man. That's what we still are. But there is a time where you have to stop immigration to catch up to fix this country, and the Democrats don't want that. Now, hold on. Don't turn off the video just yet. I'm going to go over some definitions and then really get into this shit. Now, look, the definition of an immigrant, okay? And this is the definition. A person who comes to live permanently in a foreign country. Now, people say that's offensive to say. That's offensive to say immigrant. Say non-citizen. Shut the up, man. It's literally a definition. I don't understand why they're trying to change the dictionary of the goddamn. So if I go permanently live in goddamn Ireland, I am an immigrant. Yeah, a white man can be an immigrant too. Now, the definition of an illegal immigrant, which people also say is racist, which isn't, is a immigrant who is there illegally. Okay, and if you're there illegally, that's, I just don't get it. I don't understand leftist ideologies, the way their brains work. If you're illegal, it's an illegal act. That's bottom line. And you know what? Demi Lovato, too, man. She said that alien. Okay, extraterrestrials up in space. They're offended by the word alien. Now, here's the definition of alien. Belonging to a foreign country or nation. Okay, and this is all on Google. Whatever, take Google with a grain of salt. But she says this is racist and just offensive because it refers to immigrants. Now, shut the up, you leftist goddamn. Honestly, man, I know she used to slit her shit, her wrists and shit like that, and I don't wish death upon her. No, I'm a man of God. I really hate wishing death upon people unless they really deserve it. But what I do wish upon her is that she just falls into a coma for a little bit, wakes up and realizes she's been a dumb the whole time. Look, man, this country, man, it's about opportunity, okay? That's why my great-grandparents came here. This is not a birthright. We're not a monarchy, okay? Even though George Soros, Biden, and all the squad-ass Democrats want that shit. They want that shit. But why do people come to this country, right, and then complain that we are going in a socialist direction or a direction where they have seen from their home countries that does not work out? And that's what they fled from. That is what they fled from. Okay? That is what I don't understand. And you know what? I don't understand what real socialist is. No, of course not, because I haven't lived in another country. I have had the opportunity, not the privilege, the opportunity to live in America. So my question is, why do we act like it's our obligation to save people from countries that aren't getting ran correctly? It's not, okay? We're not Nickelback, motherfucker. And what gets me, man, is the Democrats, man, they pretend to care, okay? All the squad members like AOC and her dumb crew and Biden and shit like that, they're all for immigration reform and things like that. But what gets me, man, is if you have an expired visa, okay, I'm pretty sure, not completely positive, but I'm pretty sure you can get that renewed. Okay, and I guarantee you there's somewhere in the goddamn law that allows that shit. So if you're sitting here with an illegal visa and shit like that, I'm not sorry, but you are technically here illegally, and that's the goddamn truth. But they love this shit, man. They want people here. They want people from all around the country, especially from the southern border, to come here, because from the southern border, they know they will get blue votes. And that's why they don't allow Cubans here. That's why they told Cubans, do not come. Now, yes, they did backtrack their statement and say, don't come to America from the southern border, but then they secretly bring people into the country like they did in New York, flying kids, underage minors without parents and shit like that, to that place. And that's why Ted Cruz, I hate Ted Cruz so much, but sometimes the people behind him tell him to do stuff that's actually kind of smart. Like when he said, why don't we just set up processing centers at all the Dems, vacation rental places. Why not? Why not? I'm all for that too. I really am, because you know what? These Democrats are hypocritical pieces of shit who actually don't give a shit about immigrants, but they give a about is staying in power. Look at the up. Fact check, man. Fact check me. Fact check the media. Fact check everything. Look around the world and see what's really going on. So why do people come here? For the American dream, bro. For opportunity, man. Look at around the world, man. Ask anybody who came here. They wanted that opportunity to be a better person, to have a better life. Except if you're Superman and shit like that, or DC Comics, where they just changed that goddamn shit. And apparently the American dream is dead. Look at the economy. Look at the comics. Look at what they're promoting in the goddamn media. It's bullshit. All they give a shit about now is black versus white and this and that. And if you're white, you're inherently racist. You don't know me. You don't know me. And you know what? If you looked at me and you told me that I don't like immigration or I don't like immigrants, you got something coming, man. And you know what? People, man, they say that Mexicans are stealing our jobs and shit. That's just not true, because if you look at the southern border, it's not just Mexicans coming over here. No, it's people from all around the goddamn world. And that's the goddamn truth. And you know what? They say that they're stealing our jobs. And those are the jobs that lazy-ass Americans, like those vegan-ass hipsters that sit on their goddamn computer saying, oh, they're getting offended because of some SJW bullshit and Trumpy's this, Trumpy's that, Trumpy that. I don't give a shit about you and your vegan-ass tofu soybean latte-ass self. Shut the up, because those little protest and shit like that for immigrant rights and shit like that, because they do not want to do the jobs that immigrants do, like backbreaking labor and trade work, working in kitchens. That's why the vegans and those goddamn ass liberal protest for this shit. And that's the goddamn truth. Let me catch my breath. You know, we have people who come here, though, man, and they live their life, and, some of them commit crimes. Yes, stealing a pack of gum, you should not get deported for. But when you're a MS-13 gang member and you just get released on bail onto the street and you're not even legal, get the out. I mean, honestly, my whole opinion on gangs, we can bury them all up to their goddamn necks in the Nevada desert. I really don't give a shit. Get the out of my goddamn place. If you're American, or even if you're an immigrant, I don't give a shit about you. I really don't if you are a gang member piece of shit. We have 11 million immigrants in this fucking country, and only 6 million pay taxes. So you know what? I got a word for the other half that might be illegal, no paperwork, and don't pay taxes. And then I also have something to say to the Americans who make enough money to get taxed and do not pay taxes. Get the out of my goddamn America. But you know what? If you do pay taxes, man, I hope they push your paperwork through. I hope you're working hard to become naturalized, and you can have that pride, that sense of pride when you become a citizen. And you know what? Also, man, you can create your own America. This would be your America, man. And in turn, it's our America. Together, united. Because that's what immigration did for this country. That is what we were founded on. And if you get mad about the thing that I just said moments ago about the taxes go into politicians' pockets. Look at that motherfucker, Harris, whatever the name was, in LA County, who's been funneling money into USC, into his goddamn pocket. Guess what? If I gotta put my hard-earned dollar into that shit, so do you. And if you're just gonna live off the goddamn system like half the other one on welfare, you dumb you, Americans too. All right, changing gears, man. We have people here who, advocate for immigrant rights and shit like that. And I have a piece of paper right here from Democrat Socialists of America. And I'm going to read what they want for Immigrants' Rights Working Group, okay? Their objectives. Abolish ICE. So basically, the people who are supposed to support the borders and, run deportations for people who aren't supposed to be here, them, right? Abolish borders. Okay, so let's just have open borders, right? We're the United Border now. So United States, we're no longer a country. We are the goddamn earth. That's what we are. You dumb socialist bitches. What else? We have abolished detentions. You know what? Honestly, I'm kind of for that. Because if you come here illegally, we should just throw you back across the border. I'm not sorry for that. I'm not. If you get caught, go to back. Abolish travel bans. You know what? That part, yeah, let's abolish travel bans. So that would be if ISIS and shit like that, terrorists, you could just come here and blow up, right? Right? Yeah, that makes all sense, you dumb socialist. And what else? Abolish deportations. The most racist thing ever is deportations, right? Yeah, okay. So if an MS-13 gang member who is not a legal citizen comes here and they shoot motherfuckers, they kill and they run drugs, and you know what? All this fentanyl coming from China and shit like that, you're not ready for that conversation. If they kill kids and shit like that, drive-by shootings, whatever, I'm running on and on, they should just stay here? They shouldn't go back to their goddamn country? No, them. Now, I'm all for immigrant rights when it comes to certain shit, fair shit, okay? Like trying to fix the system so that way they can become naturalized, because you know what? The pride in people's eyes when they become citizens, or even just people who are allowed to come here and be legal, they love it because they get to have that American freedom. Now, people like this with the Democrat Socialists of America bullshit, abolishing ICE and deportations and borders and shit like that, they're just dumb, ignorant. Honestly, they're probably in George Soros' pocket. Guarantee it. Look them up, man. Fact check me. But you know what, man? They also advocate for, non-citizens to be able to vote, especially in local elections, shit like that, like a mayoral candidate in fucking New York City right now. I'm not for that. I'm just not, because if you're not a citizen, you have no right to vote. I mean, that's the goddamn truth. If I go to another country and they tell me I can't vote because I'm not a citizen, well, then that's the bottom line. And you know what? They talk about voter suppression and shit like that. Like I said in a past video, I have read the Texas voter rights bill, it does not exclude anybody from voting except for non-citizens. So that's not racist. It's not. If you're not a citizen, you're not a citizen. Now, speaking of activism and shit like that, we have somebody in this country who says that she was targeted for deportation from the Trump administration because of her activism and shit like that. But you know what? Her name is Maru Mora Villalpando, a Mexico City native, and she's been here in the U.S. since overstaying a visa in 1996. Now, according to the law, if you overstay a visa, you don't get that shit renewed, you don't keep up on your paperwork and shit like that, you get booted. I mean, that's not racist at all. If you're not here legally, you get out. I mean, pay your taxes at least. I'll be somewhat happy, but I'm just stating law. And you know what? We also have a guy, okay, he was an activist, and he didn't get deported until he started being an activist, even though he had crimes underneath his belt. And I'm not saying like the petty stuff that he did was grounds for deportation and shit like that. No, but the felony gun charge kind of was. Honestly, you shouldn't have a gun. You can't get a gun legally in this country unless you're a citizen. So if you have an illegal gun, yeah, you're no better than any other motherfucker on the street who has an illegal gun who is an American citizen. They should be in jail. So should you. And honestly, we need room for those motherfuckers so you can go back home. But what is up is the fact that he didn't get targeted for deportation until he started being an activist. That I will agree is up. But maybe, just maybe, because trashing the government, which is a crime, that's why. Too many felonies, too many whatever charges. I don't know. Too many charges underneath him. He did one thing, and you know what? He's out. Okay. You know what? If an immigrant from Afghanistan came here and started saying death to America, kick him the out. The left, man, they turn all these cases into racist cases. Okay. BLM. You know, or these activist organizations, they start saying like, ooh, America's racist. Oh, nobody wants to help us. Like, honestly, man, the whole Trump shit about the Stay in Mexico order, it's not racist, okay? You come across the border, you start your paperwork, you go back across the border back to your home, and then guess what? When your paperwork gets pushed through and shit, you can come here and you have a whole new fucking life. Now, honestly, the system is rigged. The system is rigged. I'm not saying it's not. They don't want you here legally, and that's just the truth. But when they the media and the left, they spin all these things and say all this shit about immigrant rights and things like that. They don't care about you. They don't. Okay, so my whole thing is let's shut the borders. Let's get the people who've been here for 20 years legalized because they have goddamn right to by this point. Okay, if you pay taxes, man, you put your self into the community. You basically are already an American. You need to become citizenized. But when you have just coming across the border and shit like that right now to this day, and it's just giving them amnesty and shit like that because you already know they're secretly deporting some people. They don't want to tell you that, but they're not deporting everybody. No, we don't have the capacity, especially during COVID, to deal with this shit. And you know what? The whole thing, man, they had the borders basically open and everybody from around the world coming around during COVID, and yet they denied it, man. Okay, Jen Psaki's dumbass said that they're not here to stay. Okay, she said they're not here to stay at length periods of time, and that's why they don't have to be vaccinated and shit like that. Well, honestly, man, if you're gonna come living here in this country and I can't go grab a goddamn burger or beer because I'm not vaccinated, neither should you. You shouldn't even be here. I'm sorry. No, oh wait, I'm not. My whole point is, I guess the whole point of this video is, if you're here, okay, and you're an immigrant, pay your taxes. Okay, pay your taxes. I'll be happy, right? And then also, if you are here, man, just understand that they don't want anything to do with you. Okay, all the left cares about is your vote, and that's why they want people to vote. That's why. That's why they want people to open borders and shit like these dumbass Democrat Socialists of America bullshit. Okay, they don't give a shit about immigration. They don't give a shit about America. They don't give a shit about anybody but themselves. Hey, you know what, man? There's honestly so much about immigration that I can't fit into a video. Honestly, I rant. I rant. If you want to read about immigration and shit like that, read the news. Fact check me. Fact check the media. Fact check your dumbass liberal ass friends. Do it. I dare you. I fucking dare you, because you're going to be coming across a lot of inconsistencies when it comes to logic, and that's the motherfucking truth. So you know what? Call me a racist. Say I don't give a shit about immigrants and shit like that, and because I want to close the borders and all that dumb shit, go right the ahead. I don't give a shit, because I'm going to sit here like a white trash man, where drinking my Coors Light and just doing this, telling you that you're being a idiot. Brett, okay. Brett just told me, he informed me that if you did come from slavery, you are inherently rich and you come from money. So my question is, my girlfriend, she's part of the KKK, and she still hasn't given me a goddamn dime. Is that because I support black cats? Is this... He says yes. He says yes. If you have a black animal, they do not want you anymore. Maybe that's why she cheated on me with another white man. I kind of want to put that in there.